It all started at 3 a.m. Car was cool and just me and the ticking clock. My only friend. Beads of rain were tracing cracks across the glass. Smell like old leather and a promise that wouldn't last. Silas was good at his job, but he was late. Had my fingers tapping on that worn-out steering wheel, watching every shadow, trying to guess which one was real. See, the plan was clean, the timing locked down tight. Supposed to be a whisper in a shadow out into the night. I'm thinking, come on, Silas, don't do this to me tonight. One more minute, under city glow, waiting on a man I thought I know. One more minute, knuckles turning white, praying that he makes it back alright. Yeah, the waiting, it's the waiting that'll tear a man apart. I saw him, a flash of gray and black, sprinted through the downpour, there was no turning back. He slid into my passenger seat, gasping out for breath, and he was laughing like he just went and cheated death. He looked at me and said, Leo, we're gods. Then he opened up that briefcase, just a crack you see, and this red light, it just filled the car, staring back at me. The crimson star, Lord, it was shining in his head. Our key to a new life, the promised land. And I believed him. I put the car in gear with a smile across my face. I said, Silas, knew you had it, man, to win this crazy race. It didn't answer. His smile just faded from his place. His voice turned to ice and he said, you're right, Leo, I did. And that's when I heard the click. I turned to him, my whole world in a day, staring down that barrel through the dashboard haze. He takes the briefcase, then he takes the keys. Says something about business with the sleazy, dirty ease. A fire burns right through my side, I hear the metal tear. He kicks my door open and throws me out of there. And the last thing I heard him whisper as the sirens filled the air was, you were always just a wheel, man, don't you worry, I got a spare. No time to think, no time to bleed, just a pounding in my ears, planting a bitter seed. Oh, gotta move, gotta run, gotta disappear. The sirens getting louder, yeah, screaming in my ear. Push myself up off that grimy floor, every single muscle in my body just begging for a war. Yeah, stumble past the dumpsters down a backstreet lane. City lights are blurring through the mud and through the pouring rain. My side is hot and sticky, see it staining up my shirt, but you gotta push right through the hurt. Yeah, you gotta dig into the dirt. Headlights cut the darkness, splashing on the brick. Knew they were way too close, Lord, I had stuck behind a trash can. Hold my breath until it burns. Another lesson learned. Oh, I hear the siren serenade. It's a beautiful song for the mess I made. The echoes bounce from steel and stone. Got this pain. I'm all alone, running blind beneath the moon. Gotta find some shelter soon. Felt the rumble shake my bones and amplify the pain. Leaped a chain link fence, I felt it rip and tear, but I didn't care, just had to get away from there. I saw the phantom blue lights painting the overpass. I knew my time was running out, Lord, it just couldn't last. My vision's getting blurry, my legs are screaming stop, running from the reaper on the final drop. And then I saw it hanging on a rusted wall. My final chance, my last hope before the fall. Yeah, that black box shining in the city steam. The last breath of a dying dream. Yeah, fumbled in my pocket for one single silver dime. Just gotta buy a little time. Come on, whisper. Sparks. It's me. The steel door rumbled shut, and the city just went quiet. Only sound left was the rain on a tin roof and a riot that was burning in my blood, the fire in my side. Sparks didn't say a word, just pointed me inside. Left a bottle of whiskey and a needle and a thread. Sometimes the quietest kindness is the loudest thing that's said. Yeah, the antiseptic stun brought a tear right to my eye as I stitched myself together neath a single naked light. Shadows moving all around me, long and deep and vast, surrounded by the ghosts of futures that drove by too fast. Skeletons of chrome and rust, sleeping under tarps, playing out their silent dramas on a stage of broken parts. In this ghost garage, the metal sleeps so sound, and I'm just another broken engine run right into the ground. Thought I was running from the law, from the memory of a friend, but this is just a quiet place where the real blues begin. finally spoke. His voice was low and rough. He said, son, a gut wound's bad, but this ain't bad enough. The score you took, that little bag of stones, they weren't just anybody's, they were sitting on a throne. Their crimson star, it shines for the Vegas syndicate. The whole room went cold, I never felt a chill like it. He said, Silas didn't just double-cross you for the prize. He offered up your soul just to get a piece of their dirty skies. And in the silence I could finally see the map. This wasn't just a side street, this was a warpath. My shock and my confusion, the panic and the fear, it all boiled down to something terrible and clear. I looked down at the stitches, the ragged bloody tear. Then I looked up at Sparks and I wiped away the tear. Said, then this ain't just about the money or the scar. It ain't about Silas or his getaway car. He didn't just rob me, my voice was cold and low. He made me a ghost too, and ghosts have nothing left to lose. Weeks go by, the rain outside don't stop. Sparks keeps the coffee hot. I just work till I drop. Build a spider web of scavenged parts and borrow time. Cause you can't hunt a monster if you can't see the signs. No gun in my head, nah. Not for this first part. Just a maze of burning cold and a cold and patient heart. I'm swimming in the data stream. It's the gossip and the noise. Listen for the whispers of a traitor and his toys. Chasing burner phone confessions and a ghost inside the code. Every little fragment helps to lighten up the load. Sifting through the static for a signal in the gray. Looking for the footprint of a debt he's gotta pay. Where'd you run to, Silas? Where'd you go to ground? Cause every whisper on the wire makes a hungry hunting sound. Yeah, where'd you run to, Silas? You think you're safe indeed, but I can hear you talking, brother. I can hear you in your sleep. just a tremor in the wind. Some nervous chatter growing from a fear I thought was dead. Some high-end buyers asking about a star that shines too bright. Looking for a private sale, away from prying light. And the seller's getting anxious, moving fast and leaving trash, putting too much trust in firewalls that are full of tiny cracks. One last encrypted file, a final wall of lies, just a string of broken numbers right before my tired eyes. But I see the little flaw, the pattern in the pain, a password only he would use again and again and again. The name of that old diner where we first planned out a crime. You sentimental fool, you just ran out of time. And the screen flickers and resolves into a name, the final piece I needed to get back into the game of meeting a buyer, a penthouse in the sky, the place a man like you would go to cash in on a lie. The glass tower here, you're getting sloppy. Up here the air is different, clean and cold and thin. Paid a month's rent to a crooked doorman just so he'd let me in. I traded my greasy coveralls for a borrowed suit and tie. Just another nameless shadow in that palace in the sky. I saw the blessed and the beautiful, the predators and their prey. They wouldn't look twice at a ghost, not tonight anyway. I saw the champagne laughter so cheap and so bright, bouncing off the glass. I saw the faces like perfect masks, just praying the moment lasts. And I saw them over by the window, holding court and playing king, sipping their expensive poison, acting like he couldn't feel a thing. He looked right at home up there, a natural fit. I never knew he had it in him to be such a hypocrite here in the glass tower. So close to the stars, it's easy to forget the gutter and those back alley bars. Yeah, in the glass tower, shining oh so bright. Did you ever think a ghost Silas would come back for you in the night? I saw his smile start to fade, and I whispered, funny seeing you again after the mess you made. He whispered back, his voice was dripping with pure scorn. He said, Leo, you look terrible, a ghost that's barely born. I asked him, does your buyer know how much I really cost? He just smirked and said he knows I deliver everything you lost. Then he looked past my shoulder towards a figure dressed in black, and he said, it's my town now, Leo, and there ain't no turning back. This is my game, my final score, my brand new start. He turned away from me, playing the winning part. He sang it like a taunt, so only I could hear his call. He said, you always were a step behind. that's why you had to fall.
Started walking, but he didn't see the signs. He didn't see the shadows shifting, breaking party lines. He didn't notice every exit had a man standing by the door. He thought the trap was set for me, he didn't know there was one more.
I saw the buyer nod his head, a silent fatal cue. And suddenly, the whole room filled with the sound of hammers being pulled back.
Yeah, and from his face I knew that Silas heard it too.
No time to talk, no time to aim. Just a muzzle flash, a screaming name. Table flips, a shield of polished wood. Everything misunderstood. Glasses raining down like sleep. Feel the rhythm of running feet. Party guests are screaming on the floor. And there's a killer at every single door. So Silas died behind the bar. He didn't get too far. No, the gunman kicked his cover down. He was cornered in his brand new town. I'm pinned behind a marble block, checking my own ammo stock. They weren't here for him, they weren't here for me. They were here to wipe the whole damn story clean. Falling through a universe of Mercury and chrome. There's 100-story drop between here and going home. Got the reflection of a muzzle flash in a dead man's eye. Just a spider web of cracks across a cold black sky. The shooter started closing in, a pencil moving slow. Trapped the two of us right there, with nowhere left to go. I saw his eyes, he saw mine, across the ruined space. A look of pure raw hatred on his face. But I saw something else there, the same thing I could feel. The animal survival instinct, ugly, raw, and real. I yell out, move, he understands. We're back to back with guns held in our hands. We fought our way down hallways made of splintered wood and steel. Shattered boardroom windows showing views that weren't real. as a sheer in endless fall. He looked at me, I gave the call. I emptied out my weapon, giving us the space. Yeah, the window is the only way out of this place. He didn't hesitate or stop to ask me why. He just took a breath against the endless screaming sky. He made the leap, a shadow falling through the air. Then it was my turn to say a final prayer. Jump, jump.
Yeah. The landing wasn't a landing, just a different kind of crash. Through a rich man's glass canopy in a splintering flash. Crawled away from the wreckage before the wolves arrived. Don't know how I made it here. Guess I'm still alive. Barely. Just a room that smells like rust and cheap regret. This is what rock bottom feels like, I suspect. There's a spider web of cracks across the bathroom mirror pane. Looks just like the city map washed out by the rain. And the face that's staring back at me, I barely recognize. Just a ghost with haunted landscapes hidden in his eyes. Every muscle screams a protest with every breath I take. How much can a man bend, Lord, before he starts to break? Was it worth the fall for a pocket full of hate? Was it worth it all to learn it was too late? Sing a freefall lullaby for a life I used to know. There's nowhere left to run now, and nowhere left to go. They're probably watching it all night. Every siren in the distance steals another piece of light. Every face is a phantom, every shadow is a threat. I'm chasing after one ghost and I become one. I'll bet in Silas, Lord knows where he is. Captured, bled out, free. It doesn't even matter when the whole world's hunting me. I remember in that garage, the promise that I swore, cold and patient vengeance, I don't feel it anymore. It was a fire, now it's ashes. It was a flood and now it's drought. Just the whisper of a question that I can't shut out. What was the point of all of this? What was I trying to prove? That you can't kill a memory with a single angry move. I turn over on the mattress, feels like it's made of stone, and my hand knocks something to the floor, something I didn't know I owned. burner cracked and silent. Must have grabbed it in the fight. It's just another piece of trash here in the endless night. I don't even pick it up. It isn't worth the phone.
I just let it lie there on the floor. Didn't see a reason to care anymore. But the silence in this room is a poison of its own. The loudest kind of screaming is the sound of being alone. So I picked it up, cheap plastic, cold and dead, just to have something to do inside my own damn head. The screen was cracked and spiderweb, the battery was low. Just a couple corrupted files, nowhere left to go. Most of them were static, a digital disgrace, but one had a label, a time and a place. Just a sliver of a long dead conversation's ghost. Oh, the night it all came crashing down, the night that hurt the most. A broken thing for a broken man made a kind of sense, I guess, to try and build a memory from this corrupted mess. I thought I knew the story, thought I knew the sound of a traitor's laugh as my whole world ran aground. I thought I knew the ghosts that were haunting me at night, just a two-man play beneath the dashboard light. But there's an echo in the static, a tremor in the pain, something I can't quite make out, whispering through the rain. Plugged it into my old laptop, the one I keep to hide. Started pulling at the threads of the code that was inside, stitching broken pieces of a digital sound, pulling a voice from a hurricane of all the noise around. The static started peeling back, a slowly opening door, and I heard the voice of Silas like an open bleeding sore. Then I heard my own damn voice from a lifetime ago, and then another, clean and cold and in complete control. A woman's voice, a voice that owned his soul. I heard her giving orders, I heard her set the scene. I heard the gears of a machine I'd never even seen. She called him by his name, told him not to hesitate. She laid out all the details of my pre-decided fate, and I realized in a flash of perfect burning rage that I've been fighting with an actor who'd been left upon the stage. It wasn't your plan, you were just a tool. I've been hunting the puppet while another one broke the rule. The file name was corrupted, but a single word came through. Just 4 letters in the static, staring back all black and A name is just a whisper until you give it weight. A name is just a ghost until you nail it to his fate. Cast 4 letters, I ran them through the wire. Cross-referenced every ghost file, stoked the data fire, and I found a digital shadow with a trail of silent dread that syndicates on cleanup crew for business left for dead. A whisper on a forum led to a server deep and old, a scheduled system check, a story to be told, an automated ping back from a tower on a hill, a place where the city goes to be quiet and to kill. The observatory high above the neon glow, a glass eye staring at the heavens from the hell below. Oh, I knew that she'd be there, felt it in the cold. The final piece of business, unloading the whole load. No anger left inside me now, no panic or despair. Just an engine humming, moving through the cold night air. This ain't for Silas anymore. It's not about the past, it's about the woman in the tower who's moving way too fast. Her name was born in static on a cracked and broken line. The architect of ruin, the author of the crime. I'm climbing to a dark cathedral at the summit of the sin to finish the story where she thought it would begin. Found her by the telescope, a silhouette in gray. She didn't flinch when I arrived, just watched the city slow decay. She turned to me and smiled, and there was no fear in her eyes, just the quiet satisfaction of a spider that's been killing flies. I asked her why. Her voice was like a chime when she explained that Silas was a simple key for a prize to be obtained. She told me he'd do anything for a place among the crew, and all that he was asked to do was get rid of me and you know who. She called him a fool, said he truly believed the lies, that a place at the Vegas syndicate table was his real prize. She said he couldn't see the truth right in front of his face, that the syndicate doesn't hire traitors, it just puts them in their place. It uses them for parts to build its bigger, grander schemes. Then it throws away the broken souls and all their broken dreams. She checked the silver watch she wore, so elegant and thin, and said her work with him was over, her real work could begin. She looked out at the harbor where the giant cranes all sleep, and told me that the buyer had a final promise to keep. She turned her back to me like I was nothing more than air, leaving just the two of us and the cold and whipping air. She told me go to the docks at midnight, see who the devil crowns, and I knew it was time to burn it all down. The dark's midnight, the city's forgotten edge, where steel containers stand like tombstones on a ledge. Rain came down in sheets to wash away the sin, or maybe just to rust the cages they keep the monsters in. I saw the players taking places on the stage, Vega and his muscler turn into a brand new page, and Cash, she stood alone, the the briefcase in her hand, the coldest piece of poison in this godforsaken land. I had a gift for Vega, a simple whispered word, a message to his soldiers, the deadliest I'd heard. Told him Cass had played him, that she'd brought a second crew to take the cash and the diamonds, yeah, start her own life anew. I saw the doubt start taking root, a flicker in their eyes. That's all it takes to shatter even the most well-constructed lies. Then I sent a little message to the woman dressed in gray, that Vegas men were ordered not to let her walk away. Tonight we end the story where the black rain meets the sea, a three-way symphony of ruin conducted here by me. No more whispers, no more ghosts, no more running from the pain. Just the scent of ozone and the gasoline in the rain. Kingmaker's end is coming, watch the crooked kingdom fall. I'm the fuse that's in the middle, here to burn it all. It came from Vegas' right-hand man, and that one single bullet just tore apart the plan. Cast up for cover, her own weapon drawn and hide, giving back as good as she just got. It was a war of shadows moving through the steel and rust, a beautiful explosion of betrayal and mistrust. I was a ghost among the giants, picking targets, watching them fall. Just a phantom voice whispering to manipulate them all. I cornered her by Pier 12, pinned behind a stack of crates. Now we were face to face again to seal each other's fates. Her perfect mask was broken, she was bleeding, she was scarred. She looked at me with pure rage, she was breathing hard. She snarled my name in the darkness as the siren started to wail, the final bitter chapter of her own corrupted tale. She aimed a gun, I aimed mine, the world just stopped to breathe. She looked at me and understood, she finally knew my name. The dead weight, the loose end, she couldn't kill the flame. The harbor road bang, and then it roared again. Bang. The third shot tore the silence right out of the rain, and I watched her shadow fall, a body racked with pain. And the last thing that I saw by the harbor's dying light was the crimson star diamond spilling out into the night. The rain stopped washing sins away and just became the rain. The sirens faded out into a dull and distant pain. The bodies were just bodies. The battle was all done, and I was just a man standing, waiting
waiting for the sun. They were lying in a puddle, catching the dark's dying light. The pretty little rocks that started this whole damn endless night. The crimson star. I reached down in the water, felt the cold right on my skin, felt the weight of all that trouble and the places I had been. Felt the ghost of Silas laughing, felt the echo of the falling. For the first time in forever, I didn't feel a thing at all. No anger and no hunger, no desire for the prize, just the memory of a ghost reflected in my own tired eyes. So I left the diamonds and I left the ghost to rust, left the whole damn crooked kingdom to turn itself to dust. Let the sunrise spill its mercy on the wreckage and the shame. I'm just a man who was walking from the ashes of his name. I walked away from all of it, didn't even look behind. Found my way back to the garage just to see what I could find. Sparks was sleeping in his chair, he didn't even stir. I grabbed the keys to an old